Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and today I thought I would show again how to do the double glimmering. So I've already glimmered these two panels using the Plaid Tidings background glimmer plate, which I love. And I've already done this technique once before. If you saw it in my glimmer prep video, I decided I wanted to make a couple more cards. So I thought I would do this technique again. So here we have the second panel that I glimmered, and it just glimmers beautifully. I love this. And what I then do is to do the double glimmering where you have two colors. I try to line up basically the leftover glimmered panel or sheet from the teal that I have here, and I line that up onto my card panel, which has already been glimmered with the positive image, and I just try to get it as aligned as possible. And you may find, just depending on whether you had a little bit of overfoiling or not, like with this one, you can see there was a bit of overfoiling, so it's not going to be perfect. There will be a little bit of the cardstock color showing through, but you can just do the best that you can to line it up. And I think either way, that distressed look still looks kind of nice. So here I've already done the glimmering on this one panel, I'll send the next one through, but let me show you how this looks. So lovely with the solid glimmer plates. It's really nice to be able to get these full panels like this, and it's entirely glimmered. So instead of, and I'll show a little bit later how this compares to just the and I'll do it now. I'm gonna because I thought it might be worthwhile to show how this looks compared to just the teal foil onto white cardstock. But it gives you a different look, especially in the set of earlier cards that I did, where you can really see different colors being combined to create your plaid. So here's the panel. This is the negative panel just on white, and that looks lovely as well. But I kind of like that opal. I think it's opal. I'll have to link to it in the description box below. But here's that same panel, but it's been glimmered twice. So it's full, that entire sort of area is fully glimmered. You don't have any or hardly any of the cardstock showing through. So every bit of that has the shine to it. And it's just lovely. I mean, if you use something other than the opal, combine it with a different color, you'll get a little bit more of a striking look, that two-tone plaid look. But I kind of like that subtle look, and all of that shine from the glimmer is gorgeous. So here I have the I think it's it's a Cardinal. I think is it Tweet Cardinal? The name of the release, I'm not 100% on that. But this is really simple to put together. You get all of these individual die cuts pieces that you can kind of piece together to have the various detail for the Cardinal. And for example, with the wings even, there's actually some debossed detailing in the wings and the tail, which is really lovely, and this extra layer on the wings just gives it even more detail. And there's some portions that are cut through so that you can see the cardstock color underneath, so you can do sort of a two-tone, which is what I'm doing here. And then with the legs, you actually get a couple of different choices. So you have the legs that are straight, as if the bird is flying, and then you have one leg where it's bent, raised up a little, so you could make it almost seem like it's holding something in its little claws. So there's some options there. And what I'm gonna do is, I was debating, trying to figure out which Love from Lizzie's pinstripe stickers would look best to border this panel, and I chose silver, but in the end I actually went in a different direction. From the Parcel and Post mailbox die set, though, I decided to die cut out some of the foliage and sort of collage some of this together. So I have the little letter, which I die cut out of gold satin cardstock, and I've got these. I don't know what kind of plant these are, but they've got the little berries on the ends, so I've die cut that out of red glitter cardstock, and so that way my cardinal isn't the only splash of red. And then in the center with my sentiment, that's also one of the new glimmer sets that goes with the Parcel and Post mailbox. It's perfectly sized so that you can use the rectangular die that is kind of in the middle of the front of the mailbox there to cut out the sentiment, and you can, and if you're putting together the full mailbox, which I show in a different card from a different video, then it's you can put this entire panel right on the front of your mailbox, which is kind of cute. But you can also just use it on its own, like I am on this card. And there's actually two different sets. There's one set that is a Christmas sentiments, and then another glimmer set that is your more everyday sentiments. And I'm going to go for a look of the cardinal standing on these branches, and so I tried to position the legs so that it would look a little bit more natural, and then I put my bird right down on top of that. And now comes the fun part of arranging my florals. So this part is always a little tough for me because there's just so many things that you can do with it. You can snip into your foliage pieces and add a lot of layers. And so I've die cut out quite a bit to work from. So I've got from some teal glitter cardstock, which kind of matches really well with the glimmer foil that I used, and that's intentional. I want some layers here, so this is going to be sort of almost like a shadow layer, and so I'm gonna snip into some of this just so that I can fill out the this foliage at the bottom here, and then I'm gonna layer on top of that the same foliage, but die cut from some specialty card that is a little bit, it has a texture to it. It's from Craft Perfect or Tonic Studios, and I'm not exactly sure the name of it, but it's got some really lovely sort of a pearlescent sheen to it, but it also has some texture to it. So I thought that would be kind of perfect with, I'm trying to keep everything very kind of not monochromatic, because I've got, essentially white, a couple different whites and silvers. I've got the blues and some reds, but I am trying to keep it to that color range. And this is like a little pop of silver here for this plant. And here in the center, where all of those branches sort of come together, I was trying really hard to figure out a way to cover them up, like maybe with some of these extra little red berries, but that wasn't going to be big enough to really cover all of those overlapping branches. And so what I decided ultimately to do was to use that gold letter that I die cut earlier. I didn't think that I would use it because I thought initially my intention was to maybe make it so that the cardinal was carrying it, but it seemed rather large for that. So I decided to just put that in the center there because the sentiment does read a note to say Merry Christmas. And so that's why I wanted to use the envelope in the first place. And then I did it off camera, but I decided to use some gold Love from Lizzie's pinstripe stickers since I used that little gold envelope. And that way it sort of ties all of that together and the envelope isn't the only thing that's gold. I hope that you enjoyed this card today, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing, and if you'd like to catch new videos as I post them, consider subscribing to my channel and ringing the notification bell. Thanks so much. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.